Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into something that's been on my mind lately. It's 2025, and while we're constantly being bombarded with shiny new releases and cutting-edge graphics, I keep coming back to one question. Is Red Dead Redemption 2 still worth your time? 7 years have passed since Rockstar dropped this absolute behemoth on us, and honestly, it's wild that we're even having this conversation. So buckle up, because we're about to explore why Arthur Morgan's story remains one of gaming's greatest achievements. Let's just get this out of the way first. Red Dead Redemption 2 is still absolutely gorgeous. And I mean gorgeous in a way that makes you question what the hell other developers have been doing for the past 7 years. We're talking about a game that was originally designed for PS4 and Xbox One hardware, yet it's still outperforming games built specifically for current-gen consoles. The level of detail here is just insane. Water that behaves like actual water, not some weird digital soup. Snow that deforms under Arthur's boots in ways that would make physics professors weep. And don't even get me started on those sunsets. They look like Bob Ross decided to paint the digital apocalypse. But what really gets me is how this visual fidelity extends to the smallest details. Arthur's coat getting visibly wet in the rain, his beard growing in real time, the way campfires cast realistic shadows that dance on nearby trees. Even in 2025, with all our fancy ray tracing and DLSS magic, most games still can't match this attention to detail. And if you're on PC, the modern community has taken things even further. The 2025 Enhanced Edition mod actually improves performance while making the game look even better, which honestly shouldn't be possible, but here we are, living in the future. Now, let's talk about what really makes this game special. Arthur Morgan's story. Man, where do I even begin? This isn't just a tale about outlaws robbing banks and shooting up towns. This is a story about loyalty, mortality, redemption, and what happens when the world you know is dying around you. Arthur starts as Dutch's loyal enforcer, the kind of guy who will collect debts with his fists and ask questions later. But as tuberculosis slowly tears him apart from the inside, something beautiful happens. He starts questioning everything: the gang's methods, Dutch's increasingly erratic plans, his own legacy. The genius of Arthur's character development is how it mirrors the death of the Wild West itself. Both Arthur and the frontier are dying, and both are trying to figure out what they leave behind. When Arthur finally admits, "I'm afraid," to Sister Calderon, it's not just about death. It's about dying for nothing, about a life wasted on violence and empty loyalty. And let's be real here. Roger Clark's performance as Arthur is phenomenal. The way he delivers lines like, "I gave you all I had," or "I tried, in the end I did," with such raw emotion, it hits different. This isn't just voice acting. It's a masterclass in bringing a digital character to life. The supporting cast is equally incredible. Dutch's descent from charismatic leader to paranoid demagogue, John's struggle with responsibility, Sadie's transformation from grieving widow to hardened gunslinger, every character feels real, flawed, and utterly human. Okay, let's address the elephant in the room. Red Dead Redemption 2's gameplay is complicated. On one hand, you have this incredibly immersive world where every action has weight and consequence. On the other hand, you have controls that can feel like you're piloting Arthur through molasses. The gunplay is satisfying when it works. Deadeye still feels incredible. Revolvers have that perfect heavy kick, and firefights can be genuinely thrilling. But those controls, man, they're deliberately sluggish, and while some argue it's for realism, it can be genuinely frustrating when Arthur decides to slowly loot a body while bullets are flying around his head. The mission structure is another point of contention. Rockstar has this obsession with making you do things exactly their way. Deviate from the predetermined path? Mission failed. Try to approach a situation creatively? Nope. Back to the checkpoint. It's like being in the world's most beautiful straitjacket. But here's the thing. Once you accept the game's rhythm, it becomes something special. This isn't Call of Duty with horses. It's a slow burn, a methodical experience that rewards patience and immersion over quick gratification. When you stop fighting the game's pace and start embracing it, magic happens. The hunting system is still unmatched. The way animals behave, migrate, and interact with their environment is incredible. Tracking a legendary bear through the wilderness, following actual clues and behavioral patterns, it never gets old. Speaking of the world, let's talk about what makes Red Dead 2's open world so special. This isn't just a pretty backdrop for missions. It's a living, breathing ecosystem that continues to function whether you're watching or not. NPCs have routines, relationships, and reactions that feel genuine. That shopkeeper in Valentine isn't just standing there waiting for you to buy something. He's got a life, opinions about the weather, thoughts about the changing times. Random encounters aren't just scripted events. They're organic moments that emerge from the world's systems. The attention to detail is borderline obsessive. Horse behavior that changes based on breed and bonding level, wildlife that follows realistic migration patterns, weather systems that affect everything from NPC behavior to plant growth. It's the kind of world building that puts most other open world games to shame. And 7 years later, no other game has really matched this level of environmental storytelling. You can learn entire histories just by exploring abandoned homesteads, reading environmental clues, and piecing together the stories of people who lived and died in this world. Now, I can't talk about Red Dead 2 without addressing the massive disappointment that is Red Dead Online. What could have been the Wild West equivalent of GTA Online instead became a cautionary tale about wasted potential. Rockstar essentially abandoned Red Dead Online in 2022, leaving it a broken, content-starved shell of what it could have been. No bank robberies, no property ownership, limited customization, and enough bugs to stock a frontier general store. It's genuinely heartbreaking, because the foundation was there for something incredible. The community tried to keep it alive, but you can only do so much when the developer has clearly moved on to chase GTA 6 money. If you're jumping into Red Dead 2 in 2025, treat Online as a curious side note, not the main event. So why are we still talking about a 7-year-old game? Because Red Dead Redemption 2 represents something increasingly rare in modern gaming, a complete, uncompromising artistic vision. This is a game that trusts its audience to engage with slow pacing, moral complexity, and emotional depth. In an era of live service games and microtransaction-filled experiences, RDR2 stands as a monument to what AAA gaming can achieve when developers are given time, resources, and creative freedom. The fact that newer games are still being compared unfavorably to Red Dead 2 says something profound about the current state of the industry. We've gained better technology, but lost something essential in the process: the willingness to create worlds that demand our attention rather than beg for it. Is Red Dead Redemption 2 worth playing in 2025? Absolutely. If you've never experienced Arthur Morgan's story, you're in for one of gaming's greatest emotional journeys. If you played it at launch and haven't returned, now's the perfect time for a replay. The world feels different when you know what's coming, and the details you missed the first time will astound you. Yes, the controls are clunky. Yes, the mission structure is rigid. Yes, Rockstar abandoned Online. But beneath all those flaws lies a masterpiece of interactive storytelling, a technical marvel that still hasn't been surpassed, and a world so richly detailed that you can spend hundreds of hours just living in it. Red Dead Redemption 2 isn't just a great game from 2018. It's a timeless classic that will still be relevant when we're all complaining about whatever disappointing releases 2035 has to offer. Arthur Morgan's story of redemption in a dying world feels more relevant now than ever, and that alone makes it worth your time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.